Good evening. I am Professor Presley, and this is Theatrical Garbage.
Greetings, brave adventurers. Welcome to the realm of Dungeons and Dragons, where magic and mystery await. Welcome to the world of Dungeons and Dragons, a legendary tabletop role-playing game that has captured the imagination of players for over 4 decades. In D&D, you and your friends will embark on epic adventures in a fantasy realm filled with magic, monsters, and mystery. As you create your own character and explore the world guided by Dungeon Master, you'll experience thrilling quests and unforgettable moments that will test your wits and courage. Detailed overview: in Dungeons and Dragons, players take on the roles of adventurers in a fantastical world where anything is possible. You can choose to be a brave warrior, a cunning rogue, a powerful wizard, or any other character you can imagine.
I welcome you tonight, and we will be discussing Dungeons and Dragons, focusing on the live-action book game that people of my age would have played when they were younger. And I've played Dungeons and Dragons a lot, and I am a certified Dungeon Master. And ever since I became a certified Dungeon Master, it has been hard to keep the ladies away once they find that out. And I tell you guys, if you're having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. But go out there and get you a certified Dungeon Master certificate. Pull that out on a romantic evening, and the windows will fog. Getting back to Dungeons and Dragons. I played Dungeons and Dragons when I was a kid, and it was fun. And there was a big concern when I was a kid that Dungeons and Dragons was satanic. And that's silly. It's not real. It's, wizards and shit, right? So, there's spells and stuff. It's, Harry Potter's not satanic. It's just, it's fantasy shit for nerds that can't catch footballs. Whatever. I'm a happy, well-rounded adult. Anyway, what follows all of this, whatever this opening is, after all of this, follows a comprehensive guide. I mean, like, almost clinically comprehensive unofficial guide to Dungeons and Dragons, and a campaign that I wrote, a simplified one, level 1 campaign, for anyone wishing to jump right in to the game that could be played on the video game now. Which I will tell you, look, I love all the fantasy stuff, games and Lord of the Rings, and I played World of Warcraft, and I've lived a life, okay, a wild, insane, beautiful, happy, mostly insane life. And I have been from one end of this planet to the other, and I have seen a lot of crazy shit. But there's nothing in the world more addicting than World of Warcraft. I mean, nothing more addicting. I was lost in World of Warcraft. I think it was 2003 and 2004. I was doing raids with with my team in World of Warcraft. So at least Dungeons and Dragons, as you play, as you sit around in the basement with other folks, at least there is a social element to it. It got us out of playing video games, which, nothing wrong with video games, are great. And when I was younger, it was Nintendo. Played a lot of Gauntlet and Zelda in those games, right? And so the progression from the book to the video games began with this role playing, and in its simplicity, in its simplest explanation form. One person's telling a story, and the rest of the group reacts to the story. And the element that is the element of surprise, or the element of what makes each game different, is the roll of the dice. And I give a comprehensive guide on how to roll the dice and how to do characters, following, again, whatever this is. And so again, being a certified dungeon master, and it being Friday night, of course I had to cancel several dates so that I could write for you an extensive guide to an outdated live roleplay game. And so without further ado, I give you Dungeons and Dragons, the game, and all like everything to start, and pictures, so you don't have to look at me. And there's an English narrator. I'm fine. I'm doing just fine. Life's fine. All right, go have fun listening to Dungeons and Dragons. Hope you got a couple of hours to spare. People tell me that they listen to a lot of my stuff to sleep. So I make sure to not put any loud sounds in there, and I try to make it darker for you all at the end. So it's like you're just listening to a story. Well, anyway, thank you guys for spending. Hopefully it's not your Friday night that you're spending doing this. Hopefully you are enjoying. I mean, I'm enjoying my life. Thank you for coming by. Please like, subscribe, and share. And remember, it's all worth it in life. So always keep doing that. Like, as long as you can. I mean, because I have, and it's been great. I have an extensive scarf collection. Again, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.
Greetings, brave adventurers. Welcome to the realm of Dungeons and Dragons, where magic and mystery await. Welcome to the world of Dungeons and Dragons, a legendary tabletop role-playing game that has captured the imagination of players for over 4 decades. In D&D, you and your friends will embark on epic adventures in a fantasy realm filled with magic, monsters, and mystery. As you create your own character and explore the world guided by Dungeon Master, you'll experience thrilling quests and unforgettable moments that will test your wits and courage. Detailed overview: in Dungeons and Dragons, players take on the roles of adventurers in a fantastical world where anything is possible. You can choose to be a brave warrior, a cunning rogue, a powerful wizard, or any other character you can imagine. Together, you'll face challenges, solve puzzles, and battle fearsome creatures as you journey through dungeons, castles, and other mysterious locations. As you play, the Dungeon Master will guide the story, describing the world around you and presenting you with choices and challenges. You'll roll dice to determine the outcomes of your actions, whether it's swinging a sword in combat, casting a spell, or convincing a stubborn NPC to help you on your quest. Each decision you make will shape the course of your adventure, leading to unexpected twists and turns along the way. Dungeons and Dragons is not just a game, it's a shared storytelling experience that brings friends together to create unforgettable memories. Through teamwork, creativity, and a dash of luck, you'll forge bonds with your fellow players as you overcome obstacles and achieve heroic feats. So gather your party, roll the dice, and prepare to embark on a journey that will transport you to a world of endless possibilities and endless fun. Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons. Step into a world where your imagination knows no limits, where you and your friends become heroes in a live-action table game of Dungeons and Dragons. Picture yourself in a realm of magic, monsters, and adventure, where every choice you make shapes the outcome of your epic quest. As you gather around the table, you'll create a character with unique abilities and join forces with your fellow players to explore dungeons, solve mysteries, and battle formidable foes. With the roll of dice determining your fate, every moment is filled with suspense and excitement as you strive to overcome challenges and emerge victorious. Join us for an unforgettable experience as we dive into the action-packed world of Dungeons and Dragons. Let your creativity soar, your strategies unfold, and your laughter echo through the room as we embark on a thrilling adventure together. Are you ready to roll the dice and see where the journey takes you? Come along and discover the magic of live-action role-play in the captivating realm of Dungeons and Dragons. In Dungeons and Dragons, there are countless classes to choose from, each offering unique abilities and play styles. Here are the top 5 commonly used classes in live table campaigns. 1. Fighter. The fighter is a master of combat, skilled in wielding a variety of weapons and armor. They excel in front-line combat, dealing heavy damage to enemies and protecting their allies. Fighters are versatile and can specialize in various fighting styles such as archery, dual wielding, or sword and shield. 2. Wizard. Wizards are masters of arcane magic, able to cast powerful spells to manipulate the elements, control minds, and summon magical creatures. They are the quintessential spellcasters, using their intellect and knowledge of magic to shape the battlefield and support their allies. 3. Rogue. Rogues are agile and stealthy characters proficient in sneaking, picking locks, and dealing massive damage with sneak attacks. They excel in reconnaissance, disarming traps, and striking from the shadows. Rogues are versatile in combat and can be deadly adversaries when played with cunning strategy. 4. Cleric. Clerics are divine spellcasters who draw their power from their faith in a deity. They can heal wounds, protect allies with powerful wards, and smite enemies with holy wrath. Clerics are versatile support characters, capable of fulfilling roles as healers, buffers, and frontline combatants. 5. Ranger. Rangers are skilled hunters and trackers, adept at ranged combat and survival in the wilderness. They form a deep connection with nature, and can call upon animal companions to aid them in battle. Rangers excel in scouting, tracking, and dealing range damage from a distance. These 5 classes offer a diverse range of playstyles and abilities, catering to a variety of preferences and strategies in live table campaigns. Whether you prefer brute force, magical prowess, stealthy maneuvers, divine powers, or wilderness survival, there's a class for every adventurer in Dungeons & Dragons. Choose wisely, and may your adventures be legendary. As your wise dungeon master, I shall guide you through this fantastical journey with these simple rules. 1. Character creation. Choose your race and class. Race determines your abilities, and class gives you special skills. Will you be a mighty warrior, a cunning rogue, a wise wizard, or something else entirely? 2. Roll the dice. Don't be afraid of the dice. Roll a d20 to determine the outcome of your actions. The higher the roll, the greater your chances of success in battles and challenges. 3. Hit points. These are like your character's health. The more hit points you have, the longer you can withstand attacks. Keep an eye on your hit points to avoid being knocked out of the game. 4. Mana. If you're a wizard or a magic user, mana is your source of power for casting spells. Each spell requires mana, so use it wisely to unleash powerful magic against your enemies. 5. Combat. When facing foes, roll a d20 to attack. If your roll beats their armor class, you hit. Roll for damage to see how much hurt you dish out. Work together with your arty to vanquish your enemies. 6. Exploration. Venture forth into dungeons and mysterious lands, but beware of traps and hidden dangers. Use your skills and wits to navigate challenges and uncover hidden treasures. 7. Role-playing. Embrace your character's persona and interact with the world around you. Engage with NPCs, make decisions, and shape the story with your choices. Let your imagination run wild. So, grab your dice, gather your companions, and embark on a grand adventure filled with excitement and wonder. Remember, the key to Dungeons & Dragons is to have fun, unleash your creativity, and immerse yourself in this magical world. May your dice rolls be high and your adventures legendary. Onward, heroes. As the players gather in the dimly lit chamber of the eccentric wizard known simply as the Dungeon Master, a crackling fire illuminates the room, casting eerie shadows on the walls. The wizard's eyes gleam with mischief as he addresses each of the 4 adventurers individually. Ah, the human fighter, a stalwart warrior with a thirst for glory and honor. You are called to a legendary quest that will test your strength and bravery like never before. Are you prepared to face the challenges that lie ahead? Turning to the elf ranger, the dungeon master's voice takes on a mysterious tone. You, with your keen senses and unmatched skill with a bow, are destined for a quest of vengeance and redemption. The forest whispers of dark deeds that must be avenged. Will you heed the call of the wild? Next, the dwarf cleric is singled out by the wizard, his voice booming with reverence. A devout follower of the gods, wielding the power of divine magic and a heart as strong as your warhammer. The realms are in turmoil, and your faith will be tested like never before. Will you be the beacon of hope in these dark times? Finally, the halfling rogue catches the dungeon master's eye, a sly grin playing on his lips. Ah, the nimble and quick-witted rogue, a master of shadows and secrets. Your skills are needed for a delicate mission that requires finesse and cunning. Will you be the one to unlock the mysteries that lie ahead? With a flourish of his robes, the dungeon master gestures for the four adventurers to come closer. Now, my brave companions, the time has come to embark on a grand adventure. A dungeon of untold treasures and perilous foes awaits us, and only by working together can we hope to emerge victorious. So without further ado, players, let the journey begin. Who shall lead the way into the depths of the dungeon? In the land of Eldoria, a realm of magic and mystery, 4 young adventurers have gathered in the bustling town of Oakwood to embark on a quest that will test their skills and bravery. The warrior, Sir Aldrich the Valiant, stands tall and proud, his sword gleaming in the sunlight. The wizard, Ella the Enchantress, carries a staff adorned with glowing runes, her eyes filled with ancient knowledge. The mage, Alistair the Arcane, wields powerful elemental magic, his hands crackling with energy. And the thief, Rowan the Shadow, moves through the shadows like a ghost, his quick fingers ready to pick any lock or pocket. As the adventurers gather in the town square, a mysterious figure approaches them. It is Cyania, a wise and enigmatic seer, her eyes glowing with inner light. She reveals to the party a prophecy foretelling of a great evil that threatens to engulf Eldoria in darkness. Only by embarking on a perilous quest to retrieve the lost artifact known as the Crystal of Light can they hope to save the realm from destruction. With a sense of duty and determination, Sir Aldrich, Ella, Alistair, Rowan, and Cyania set out on their journey, traveling through dense forests, treacherous mountains, and haunted ruins. Along the way, they will face ferocious beasts, cunning bandits, and ancient curses. They must rely on each other's strengths and abilities to overcome these challenges and emerge victorious. As they draw closer to their destination, the party can feel the dark presence of the evil that awaits them. Will they be able to retrieve the Crystal of Light and vanquish the darkness threatening Eldoria, or will they fall prey to the forces of evil? Only time will tell as their epic adventure unfolds in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. As Sir Aldrich, Ella, Alistair, Rowan, and Cyania make their way through the dense and treacherous forest of shadows, their path is suddenly blocked by a band of ruthless bandits. The bandits, led by a fierce captain, demand that the adventurers surrender their belongings or face the consequences. With weapons drawn and spells at the ready, our brave party prepares to face their first challenge. Sir Aldrich charges into battle, his sword flashing in the dappled sunlight as he fends off the bandits' attacks. Ella weaves intricate spells, casting bolts of arcane energy that send the bandits reeling. Alistair calls upon the elements, summoning gusts of wind and waves of fire to scatter their foes. Rowan moves swiftly and silently, striking from the shadows with deadly precision. Cyania stands back, her eyes glowing with an otherworldly light, guiding and supporting her companions with her mystical powers. After a fierce battle, the bandits are defeated, the leader lying defeated at the adventurers' feet. As the party searches the fallen bandits for loot, Rowan discovers a crumpled map in the captain's pocket. Unfolding it, they see a crudely drawn path leading to a mysterious tavern known as the Whispering Chalice Inn. The map also indicates that within the tavern lies a cup, rumored to be a key that can unlock a hidden layer leading to the lair of the ancient dragon, and a special crown they seek. Determined to uncover the secrets of the Whispering Chalice Inn and retrieve the legendary cup, the party sets off in the direction indicated on the map. Little do they know that their journey is only beginning, and that greater challenges and dangers lie ahead as they venture deeper into the heart of Eldoria. Will they be able to unlock the mysteries of the tavern, face the dragon, and claim the special crown that holds the key to their ultimate goal? Dungeon Master, as you venture deeper into the dungeon, the air grows colder and a sense of foreboding fills the chamber. Suddenly, You hear a menacing hiss as a group of menacing kobolds emerge from the shadows, brandishing their weapons and ready for battle. What do you do, Player 1? Ranger. I quickly notch an arrow and take aim at the nearest kobold. Rolls dice. Dice roll. 16. Dungeon Master. Your arrow flies true, striking the kobold in the chest. The creature shrieks in pain, but it's still standing. Wizard. Your turn. Player 2. Wizard. I raise my staff and cast a bolt of lightning towards the group of kobolds. Rolls dice. Dice roll. 14. Dungeon Master. The lightning crackles through the air, hitting multiple kobolds and causing them to stagger back, the charred bodies smoking. The remaining kobolds look furious and ready to retaliate. Kobolds cackle and charge forward with their swords. Dice roll for kobolds attack. 13. Dungeon Master. The kobolds rush towards you, swinging their swords with deadly intent. How do you defend yourselves? Player 1. Ranger. I try to dodge the kobold attack and counter with a swift strike of my sword. Rolls dice. Dice roll. 19. Dungeon Master. Your quick reflexes allow you to dodge the attack and retaliate with a powerful sword strike, felling one of the kobolds. The tide of the battle seems to be turning in your favor. Player 2. Wizard. I unleash a barrage of magic missiles towards the remaining kobolds, aiming to finish them off. Rolls dice. Dice roll. 17. Dungeon Master. Your magic missiles streak through the air, hitting the kobolds with unerring accuracy. The creatures fall one by one, their bodies littering the chamber as silence descends. Dungeon Master. With the kobolds defeated, you catch your breath and survey the aftermath of the battle. The treasure they were guarding glints in the dim light, waiting to be claimed. Your victory is hard won, but the rewards are yours for the taking. Well done, adventurers. Dice for Dungeons & Dragons campaign. In the original Dungeons & Dragons campaign, various types of dice are used to determine outcomes of actions, combat, and other events. Here are the common dice used in the game and their uses. D4, four-sided die, used for determining small amounts of damage, such as from a dagger or a weak spell. D6, six-sided die, often used for basic damage rolls and certain skill checks. D8, eight-sided die, used for medium amounts of damage, like from a longsword or a fireball spell. D10, 10-sided die, used for determining damage from powerful attacks or spells. D12, 12-sided die, used for heavy damage rolls, like from a greatsword or a lightning bolt spell. D20, 20-sided die, the most iconic die in Dungeons & Dragons. Used for most rolls involving chance, such as attack rolls, saving throws, and skill checks. Dungeons & Dragons, Dungeons & Dragons Campaign, Part 1. The Return of the Dark Lord. In the aftermath of their victory over the dragon in the previous campaign, the party finds themselves drawn into a new adventure, as rumors spread of the return of a powerful Dark Lord, thought to be long vanquished. The heroes must uncover the truth behind the Dark Lord's resurrection, and stop his nefarious plans before it's too late. Part 2, The Forbidden Forest. The party sets out to explore the Forbidden Forest, a mysterious and dangerous place where ancient secrets and powerful creatures dwell. They must navigate the treacherous terrain, face off against fierce monsters, and solve cryptic puzzles to uncover the Dark Lord's hidden stronghold and confront his minions. Part 3. The Trials of the Elements. To gain access to the Dark Lord's lair, the party must overcome a series of elemental trials that test their strength, intelligence, and cunning. From battling fiery salamanders in the volcano chamber to outwitting cunning air elementals in the storm temple, the heroes must prove their worth to unlock the path to their ultimate confrontation. Part 4. The final showdown. As the party reaches the Dark Lord's lair, they find themselves face to face with the ancient evil that threatens to plunge the world into chaos once more. With the fate of the realm hanging in the balance, the heroes must muster all their courage, skills, and teamwork to defeat the dark. Here is a detailed timeline for a 4-hour Dungeons & Dragons campaign. Character creation: 30 minutes, 0-100 hours. Players arrive and roll for their ability scores. Choose race and class. 0-10. Players select starting equipment and spells. 0-20. Players introduce their characters to each other and discuss backgrounds. Forest scene: 30 minutes, 0-30. The party sets out from the town towards the ruins, traveling through a dense forest. 0-40. Encounter with a pack of wolves attacking a group of travelers. 0-45. The party defeats the wolves and earns the gratitude of the travelers, who share information about the ruins tavern scene. 20 minutes, 0-50. The party arrives at a tavern near the ruins and gathers information from locals. 1 o'clock. Mysterious figure approaches with a map leading to a hidden cave near the ruins. Cave scene: 40 minutes, 1:10. The party navigates through the cave, facing obstacles and traps. 1:20. Encounter with a group of kobolds guarding the entrance to the dungeon. 1:30. The party defeats the kobolds and finds a secret passage leading down. Dungeon exploration: 90 minutes. 1:40. The party explores the dungeon, solving puzzles and battling monsters. 2:10. Discover a hidden chamber with a magical artifact guarded by a powerful creature. 2:30. Boss battle with the guardian of the artifact. 3 o'clock. Party claims the artifact and unlocks its power. Conclusion and wrap up: 20 minutes. 3:20. The party emerges from the dungeon and returns to the tavern. 3:30. Celebrate their victory, share stories, and receive rewards. 3:50. Dungeon Master provides epilogue, setting up potential future quests and campaigns. 4 o'clock. Session concludes. Players discuss highlights and plan for the next adventure. This timeline allows for a well-paced and exciting adventure, keeping players engaged and progressing through the story efficiently within the 4-hour time frame. As the journey continued, the land grew more treacherous and filled with danger at every turn. The human fighter, always the fearless leader, raised his voice once again, his words filled with a fiery passion that ignited the hearts of his companions. Brave warriors, do not falter in the face of adversity. For every challenge we overcome, we grow stronger and closer to our ultimate goal. Let the thrill of battle and the promise of glory fuel our spirits as we press on into the unknown. His rallying cry echoed through the rugged terrain, spurring his companions on as they faced fierce creatures and cunning foes. The elf ranger's arrows flew true, finding their mark with deadly precision as she protected the group from lurking threats. The dwarf cleric called upon the powers of his deity to heal wounds and smite enemies, his faith unwavering in the face of darkness. And the halfling rogue, always quick with a clever plan or a daring escape, added a touch of mischief to their adventures, his sly grin never faltering even in the most dire situations. Ha! Who knew danger could be so exhilarating? I live for this excitement, my friends. Let's show these foes what we're made of. With each battle won and each obstacle overcome, the bond between the four companions grew stronger, their trust in each other unwavering. As they ventured deeper into the heart of the unknown, the promise of untold riches and ancient mysteries spurred them forward, their spirits alight with the thrill of the adventure that lay ahead. And as they stood on the brink of their greatest challenge yet, the human fighter raised his sword once more, his voice ringing out with unwavering determination. Together, we shall conquer the darkness and emerge victorious. Our names shall be sung in ballads and tales for generations to come. Onward, my friends, to glory and triumph. As the group approached the entrance to the ancient dungeon, they were met by a mysterious figure cloaked in shadows. The figure stepped forward, revealing themselves to be a wise old wizard named Eldrick, a guardian of ancient knowledge and keeper of secrets. "Brave adventurers, I have been awaiting your arrival," Eldrick intoned, his voice filled with a sense of urgency. "Long ago, a powerful artifact known as the Amulet of Light was stolen from this dungeon by a dark sorcerer. Without it, the village of Willowbrook is in grave danger, threatened by the encroaching darkness." He explained that the Amulet of Light held the power to banish evil forces and bring peace to the land, but it could only be wielded by those pure of heart and strong of spirit. The group's quest was clear: they must retrieve the amulet from the clutches of the sorcerer and bring it back to Willowbrook before it was too late. With a sense of purpose renewed, the adventurers delved deep into the dungeon, facing challenges and puzzles that tested their wits and courage. As they navigated the treacherous corridors and hidden chambers, Eldrick's words echoed in their minds, urging them onward in their quest to save the village from impending doom. Finally, after overcoming countless obstacles and facing their greatest fears, the group emerged triumphant from the depths of the dungeon, the Amulet of Light gleaming in their hands. With a sense of pride and accomplishment, they set out for Willowbrook, their hearts filled with hope and determination to bring light back to the village and vanquish the darkness once and for all. And as they approached the gates of Willowbrook, the villagers gathered to welcome their saviors, their faces filled with gratitude and relief. The adventurers had proven themselves to be true heroes, their names forever etched in the annals of legend as the ones who brought light back to the land. And as they basked in the adoration of the villagers, Eldrick smiled from the shadows, knowing that their journey was far from over, and that even greater challenges lay ahead in the unfolding saga of their epic quest. As the adventurers continued their journey, they came across a group of kobolds, small reptilian humanoids that were known for their mischievous ways and cunning traps. The kobolds, while individually weak, were formidable in numbers and used their knowledge of the land to set up ambushes and surprise attacks on unsuspecting travelers. The heroes had to be wary of the honky traps. Honky traps have a way of capturing little nerdy white boys all the time. Beware of the honky traps, white boys, beware of the honky traps. A weird voice on the wind said. Suddenly, a magical pimp arrived on a golden steed that was also a panther, but it was a panther that had a saddle because it was made of gold, and it was a Cadillac panther. And the magical pimp waved his wand. He'd you magical travelers wanna do a little magical stuff with a magical pimp? And then he spread his magical pimp wings and dumped magical pimp dust all over the forest, and it became a dance floor, and all the women and all men, and all of the people that lived around the village were mesmerized by the magical pimp. And they began to dance and shake the booties and drop it and pop and lock. Medieval they were in the woods pimp, and he was spreading magical pimp dust that made them all dance. So they danced and they wiggled. And they shook their booties and they danced and got rid of their cooties, and then they kept dancing because the magical pimp just kept spreading the dust and dancing. So they dance. But then one of them pulled out a knife and somebody chopped off for the hand of the guy that pulled off the knife, and that hand turned into a woman and somebody married it. So the hand of the man that got chopped off turned into a wife, and that wife turned out to be an evil witch, so they all burned the witch at the stake, and the pimp was like, this shit is crazy, and he got back on his magical gold horse, and was like, man, this shit can't be normal, right? Maybe you all like ate some weird mushrooms in the forest, and then they all woke up because that's what happened. They ate a bunch of magical mushrooms out in the forest, and they